Okay guys, I'm back. Now first off, I have to tell you a sad story. Yesterday my big koi, the orange one, my husband came in, he said the big koi is dead. I said, what? He said, yeah, he's behind the waterfall. He's laying there in the sand. So we went over and what happened is it somehow, I don't know, he just jumped out of the pond, landed behind a rock, and he must have been wiggling for a long time because I saw some blood, and he couldn't get back in because he was lying behind a rock. Who knows how many times he's been out of the pond, I don't know. But he was, the eyes were already glazed over, there was no movement. And I always think, you know, maybe I can do something, but he was gone. He was dead. He or she, I don't know. Maybe it's a she. But I had that koi for a really long time. 36 years, I think. And when I got him, I think he must have been at least, I don't know, pretty old. Because he was big when I got him. But he is no more. He's went up to heaven, to the big fish pond in the sky. Yeah. And the thing is that, you know, even though it's a fish, but if you've had that fish for such a long time, you know, every winter our pond freezes over, and then you think, I hope he's okay. And then when the ice starts to thaw, you know, you see him and he's still happy and floating along. And then yesterday you see him there, you know, just, yeah, it's so sad. And, you know, I know it's a fish, but I don't know what that is. But the thing is that then, you know, your mind wanders off to other things, and then after half an hour you think about, you know, how you saw him laying there, and then you get that gut-wrenching feeling that only I wish I was in the garden, that I saw it, I could have saved him. You know, well. Okay, now, as you know, a couple of days ago, 2 days in a row, I've been doing this color, the blue with all the stuff in it. Now, normally, what I pour is what you see is what you get. It dries like that. And now 2 paintings in a row, it didn't happen. And then it just hit me. Maybe some of you guys are experiencing the same thing. And now I know what the thing is that causes that. Now, this one is from a long time ago, I think last week. I'm not sure, maybe in the beginning of the week, with the gold in it and all that stuff. So that's a kind of pretty little pour, right? Okay. Because a lot of people are asking about the dried pieces. Okay. Now, this one. This is the first one I did. Now, as you can see, oops. Well, there goes the giveaway for next week or next month. Oh, I knew it wasn't dried yet. That was why I was holding it on the side, and then I was just going to show you something. Oh, I don't know. I don't think I can fix that. But okay. I bet some of you are falling off your chair laughing. Yeah, well, what else is there to do? You know, it happened. I can try and fix it later. But okay, back to the problem. Now, because I put all that paint in the middle, what happened is that I didn't want to tilt because it was so pretty. When you put it away, it flattens out. So all that paint will go all over the place. And I have it on my table, all the drips that dripped off. But because there's so much paint in the middle and you put it away and it starts flattening out, your whole pattern is gone. So maybe that is something that you guys are experiencing, that you tried to tell me, but that I had no answers for. But right now I get the problem. So here's the next one. I won't put my finger in this one. Now, as you can see, this one even spread it even more after the pour. So that's something that if you want to do this type of painting, you have to, you know, sort of figure out how you're going to fix that. So that's what I'm going to try right now. So what I was thinking is that we don't really need that much paint. So I'm going to paint the whole background, and this time I'm not going to do the blue, I'm going to do a really beautiful eggshell color. And then I'm going to put paint in little bottle caps. Everyone knows where to get the bottle caps, right? So everyone can do this. So what I'd like to do is spread out some paint and just make sure that the whole canvas is filled with this color, because this is going to be the background color. And as you know, if you want a nice smooth background, you do not add any silicone in the background color. Now, I've had a lot of questions about how do you decide in which color you put the silicone. Really, it's just a matter of experience and just experiment. A lot of people overthink this whole thing, and they want to have, before they start, they want to know exactly why people do stuff. And I understand it, really I do, because I'm sort of like that. But when it comes to this type of painting, don't overthink it, just do it. You know, I know you need some basic understanding of the mixing and why we mix and all that kind of stuff, but I have a lot of videos about that. And just making sure everything's covered here. I have a lot of videos, you know, explaining the basics, so what the different mediums do, all that kind of stuff. And then what's left is just experiment and watch what your paint does, because that's what I did in the beginning. Like I've told many times, in the beginning I just did a lot of swipes, a lot, just to see how the colors react, which ones sell better than others, all that kind of stuff. But I forgot all about that, because, you know, if you do that enough, slowly it sort of becomes a second nature, and you just go with your flow and just do what you want to do. So my best advice is go watch the basics. That's important. I will put a link to the basic video underneath this one. And from there on, you just, you know, experiment. I would advise to stick to a certain sort of pouring mix for the first couple of things you're doing, because then you know exactly what it does, and you can get some grip on the way you pour and all that kind of stuff. Okay, I think this is smooth enough for me to pour on top of. Okay, what I was thinking is we're going to put, I'm going to use 2 little caps, and oops, yes, you can see it, and of course a little bit of white, and the sienna color. Ew, it's starting to really thicken up a little. There it is. And I want some turquoise. Ooh, this one is a little on the thick side, but I hope it'll work. Now, a little bit of bronze. A little bit of dark brown. Then a little bit more of the turquoise, but this is a different color. Wow, it's amazing how much paint goes into one of these little bottle caps. That's a lot of paint. And let's put some of this on top. And maybe a little bit more of the sienna color because we love it so much. Okay, we're ready. Now, the thing what I was going to do to avoid that it really moves that much is pour in the middle like that. Then take the little cap, plop. That's number one. Plop. That's number two. It didn't all come out. That is kind of, I know you have to make a little hole in the top, you know, to release the vacuum. But I was thinking I want to do a really negative space kind of thing. Let's see what happens when we burn it. I shouldn't say burn, torch it. Is kind of nice, but I'm missing a little bit more color. Let's see if we can get some color in here. Ooh, that is pretty though. I'm sure someone's saying, oh, just leave it as is, woman. It's nice enough. But nah, it really needs a little bit more. Sorry about that. Now we do want it a little bit going flowy, but we don't want to really disrupt the whole thing. Okay. Now I have my wire for my microphone dangling in it right here. What do we think about this? I'm not sure. I think I want to do something with my airbrush. Yep. Okay. Now I like to leave this intact because I like that. This I like, this I like, this I don't like. So maybe this I'm gonna blow a little bit, that I'm gonna blow a little bit. That looks good. Yeah, I like that. Just to get it all together, just to get a little bit more of the same effect that I have up here, down there. Now that's another thing. If you're moving your torch on it and you see nothing happening, stop. Don't over torch it, because if it doesn't happen in the first second you touch it, it's not going to happen at all. So you don't have to keep on burning it hoping that something's going to happen, because it's not going to happen. I do want a little bit more of the turquoise here. And I'll blow that off the side. like that. Torch, please. See, it happens right away or it doesn't happen at all. That's just the thing that's how this stuff works. Okay, that's pretty. Now I want to turn it a little bit around. And I need a little bit more of the turquoise, a little bit of the sienna. Okay, let's see where I wanted it. I want it a little bit wider here down. Oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. I want it a little wider, so that's what I'm going to try and do. So we're going to put a drop there, drop here. Okay, nice little cells. Now I'm sure that this is, I want something here too. I'm pretty sure you guys will agree. Oops. See, there's sort of a hole here. I think that needs a little bit of a color. Ooh, that was a little bit too much. Let's see what happens. My torch is almost empty. I just always fill 3 seconds or 3 little pushes. That's more than enough. Okay, it worked out. I think I'm ready. Although I really want to stick some pins in here and pull something, but I won't do that. Or maybe I will. I'm sorry. Because I'm thinking if I just pulled it out all around. Nah, let's not do that. I think it's going to dry beautifully. And this is pretty much something different. I normally never do this. Let's see if it's moving a little. It is. We're gonna leave it just like this. This is awesome. This here, this bit, I love it. Then I like this, I like that. All these little, ooh, I like that all together. Yeah. Let me try and show you how pretty it is in real life. There you go. See how pretty that is? Okay, I'm gonna put this one away. And of course, this is the 40 by 40 I did that I was really tickled pink about. And it sort of dried as it was. Only the thing I'm not really liking is the way this dried. Because first it was more, I think it had more, the orange sort of popped through. And that sort of set me off, that I thought, nah, not really my thing. But as you can see nicely over the sides, all the cells, but it's okay. Now I still have some left, and I'm going to do a couple of swishes, and I'm going to do the whole thing, because some people said, you know, why don't you just frame them? Well, normally I'm not really that fond of these things that I think, ooh, I want to frame this. But I'm gonna try something. Let's see, a little bit of this, a little bit more of this, and a little bit more of this. Okay. Let's see if I can get in a little closer. There you go. I do like how it, you know, goes under the top color. I do like that. So the mix that I'm using, because I'm almost out of pouring medium, they just picked up my order yesterday out of Barcelona, but it can take another 4 days before it's here. But I'm out of new pouring medium. So this is the old pouring medium. So if some of you still have it, it's about 30% old pouring medium, 10% gloss medium, and I have PVAC glue, which I watered down a bit, and I added a little bit of that. Now this one I think I'd like just, you know, for the jewelry. Yeah, I'll keep that one. But now we're gonna do what I was gonna set out to do in the previous one. So we're gonna spread out all this lovely color. And this is, I finished my little shell thing. Oh, you'll have seen that by now. But this is the last one I'm doing today. Tomorrow I'm going to take a day off. I'm going to do some cleaning in the house. And I think I'll be back Saturday. That's the plan. And a little bit of this, just because we like it. Okay. Okay, everything in the little bottle cap. Whoops. Gotta clean that off. Now something like this, I can imagine someone would want to frame it. Just let me manipulate it a little bit because I love how that is turning out. Okay, now this I can imagine someone saying, I would like to frame it. Oh, I gotta get that piece off later. And because it is kind of interesting, right? Yeah. Am I in focus here? There you are. I do sort of like this. So I'm going to keep that one. We're going to put that one down. And then one more. And I promise it's going to be one because I want to match that one. And it's getting really warm in my studio again. Isn't that just, you know... You go to those islands, and for the islands it was pretty, it was on the cool side. And now we're home. And what happens? We're getting another heat wave. Can you imagine that? I got a little contamination in there, but I'm not going to worry about it. Because I can scrape it into the middle here. Okay, now I'm going to fill up my little cup again. A lot of that. Some green turquoise. Some blue turquoise. A little bit of orange. The sienna color. And some dark brown. Oh no, we're going to finish it off with this one. Okay. Now, let's do that again. You'll never get the same, of course. Like, not in a million years. That's the good thing about paint pouring. You can go for the same colors, but you will almost never get the same sort of pour. It's always going to be different. Kind of interesting, but not interesting enough. So we're going to pull it all to the center and we're going to make it move a little. There you go. See? Instant a difference of, oh, that is beautiful there. I'd like to take a picture of that. So now they fit together. Who knows, maybe I'll frame them and I'll show you when they're framed. There it goes. Little bit that I don't like. Let's see if I can get it off. And now I've got it even bigger. And that's okay. That'll work. Okay guys, I'm gonna put these away, let them dry, and I will see you this upcoming weekend. Love you all to pieces. Lieb euch alle. Hou van jullie allemaal. See you.